Okay, so we're going to talk about the properties of logs, okay, and this is going to become very helpful when we want to try to solve, okay? So the first rule, so the first thing I want to say is these are the properties, what I'm about to list, we're going to talk about 3 of them, okay, and the important thing is you need to let B, R, and S be positive real numbers with B not equaling 1 and C can be any real number, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is the product rule. And what the product rule states is that the log base B of R times S, okay, or you can write it as just RS, okay, equals the log base B of R plus the log base B of S. Okay, so whenever it's multiplied, you're just adding the log base B of this one plus the log base B of the other one. The next one is the quotient rule. So in this case, if we have the log base B of R over S, does anyone want to take a guess of what that one's going to look like? Yes?
Log of R minus log S.
Very good. Log base B of R minus log base B of S. Nicely done. Okay, so when it's division, it's subtraction. When it's multiplication, it's addition. And then this power rule one, I referenced it in class before. I've referenced the power rule before. And it's going to look familiar to you. Whoops. If I have log base B of R raised to the C, okay, that's going to equal, does anyone want to take a guess? Now, you're used to it when I had this also be B and something happened. So, yes, why don't you tell me what you think it's going to be?
C log B R.
Very good. C times the log base B of R. So C goes out front, so essentially you just kind of bring this out front right there, okay? And you remember that from before because remember when I said these two matched, it was 1, so then it just became this. I said everything goes away and this comes down. I referenced that. That's where that comes from. That little trick that we talked about comes from this concept right here. So you just move the exponent down in front and it's C times the log base B of R. Any questions?